Good night. Welcome back to another schema scalper video. Today we're gonna have a market review about what happened yesterday. The elements of this market review is going to be I'm going to use ICT Silver Bullet PM session and then also Arjo market structure shift is BS. As I incorporated, I'll have links up in the corners of the screen and also down in the description. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna play market replay, sorry. Starting from 10 to 2. Yeah, 10 to 2. It's all on 1 minute chart. So the first thing I'm gonna do is mark up liquidity. And the exact areas of liquidity you want to watch ICT one trade setup for life. It's going to show you if you're using this 2 o'clock or 2 p.m. silver bullet session, I call it. It will show you which areas of liquidity to look for, and I'll also maybe make reference of it in the edit. Let's see. So it's 12 o'clock. The high made between 12 o'clock and 1:30. This becomes lunch buy side, and the exact same time I can clone this, will become lunch sell side for the lows. So it'll be this candle level. Now what you want to see is a raid of either buy side or sell side, and then the reaction after that raid of the liquidity. So I'm going to put it back to 1 times speed. So we currently, I'll mark up the time as well. That's the time for ICT Silver Bullet setup, and I'll show you how I incorporate it in and use it for targeting. Use these lunch session lows and highs for targeting, and any other things inside the range. So there we go. It took lunch side, the buy side liquidity. So right here, I'm just gonna write out. Most of the stuff will be removed. Liquidity taken. So right here, buy side liquidity was taken. Usually I don't do it like this when I'm live trading, but this is a replay, so it's okay. Now immediately after lunch, the buy side or sell side liquidity is taken. I'll mark up the first fair value gap, and then if price respects that, I know I'm going to be looking for higher prices. Obviously there's high time frame. Sorry, dogs are barking. There's higher time frame bias that I'm also looking at all of these things, but for today, or when you're trading the 2 p.m. silver bullet session, sometimes you don't even need to take that into consideration, because it's so late in the day that it could just go either way. So right here I'm looking at this exact fair value gap, because that's the first one after buy side is taken. Also I got these ideas from Arjo. Market structure shift is BS. That's the title of the video. I'll have a link up in the top right or in the description to that video. It was actually released less than 1 week ago, so it's quite new. I looked into it a few times and it seemed interesting, so I'll just keep studying that. I'll keep studying that and looking more into it. So then this first fair value gap has to be respected. If it's respected, I will see upside movement. If it's disrespected, and by disrespected I mean like the low of that fair value gap is taken out, within the first 20 candles. So I usually have a 20 bar range here. These are rules that I set up myself, so you don't have to follow it to the T. Just make your own rules and backtest and see what works best for you. So right there, first 20 bars. If I find things that are more accurate, I'll change this in the future. So don't take my word for all of these things now, because I'm still new. So I want to see if that low stays intact of the fair value gap. Right there, it broke the low. So now I know, okay, I'm going to be looking for sells inside this PM session, PM Silver Bullet session, even if it goes higher. Right there. Now I'm expecting this as just a run on stops, this whole area here, wherever it stops. And now I'm looking at the first fair value gap. Not first fair value gap and first SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, as well as I'm gonna mark this. 1 minute. Is a golden fair value gap. 1 minute. I'm also looking at what other fair value gaps are being respected inside this run, because it took the highs already. So inside this run up, so if there's another fair value gap right here, if that one's being disrespected and this low is taken now, and there's another fair value gap made, a SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, that's made to the right of this, I'll look at that as as Arjo puts it, my market structure shift before the actual market structure shift comes in, and then I can take the trade of that imbalance. And then if this low gets broken, it becomes a breaker. Low, high, low, higher, high, and then lower lows. So there we go. Tiny fair value gap, but it is there. Since this is so small, I'll put my stops. If I was taking the trade, I'll put my stop. So I enter at the low. Put my stop above the high. 7 points. So you'll see this fair value gap was respected. But just because this one was taken out and this is the one that's run liquidity, I treat this one as the more important fair value gap. There you see it got taken out, this fair value gap got taken out as well. Oh, in terms of targeting, I almost didn't get to that. Since this is a low, a high, a low, high, high, and then if price comes below that, this is now a breaker pattern forming. So I can take the fib, and this is actually in ICT's one of the more recent videos. I think it's advanced breaker theory, and you can use that and have these projections onto price. You see, we'll target the sell side lunch session, and since this forms, the projection is below. Always look for targets below the sell side. So that is 15411.2. That's -3 standard deviation. Also, it ends up going below these lows, but it doesn't need to. We don't need to target below these lows always. I'll just put it on 1 to 9. Risk to reward. Round 3. Now it almost stops us out, or it almost goes back to break even, sorry. But you'll see inside here, there's another fair value gap right there. Let's put on default, put this one on default. And it doesn't take our eyes. You'll see a lot of the times after this stop run is already being made, it won't take out swing highs again. Swing highs intact, swing highs intact, swing highs intact, swing highs intact. Now it makes a new swing high lower than that swing high, so the swing highs are still intact. Down here it made a swing high that was broken, but it was just to reach up into this area, this fair value gap area. This low is now being taken. Now you can take partials down here at -1, -2 standard deviation, because that's a fair value gap, and it's also, if I'm using this range, just use this range, the lunch session from discount, it's also in the discount area in terms of, oh it's not, my bad, it's at equilibrium if you're using the lunch session range. So you could take it at -2 and then partials at -2 and then the collapse the whole position at -3 because it's now below lunch, or just maybe leave a runner, small runner. So you could take partials over here. Let's extend this out. And even though the silver bullet setup, the PM setup is from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m, it doesn't mean the move has to happen. It has to run to a target or run to sell side or buy side of the lunch session during 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. move. It could happen the next day in London if it doesn't take out the sell side or buy side of the lunch session. So sometimes you have to hold it overnight, but yeah, is what it is. So we got a bit of a retracement, and this is expected because it went into premium or discount area. So now this is expected. I'll just look for areas where there's fair value gaps, inversion fair value gaps, maybe right here, inversion fair value gap. So right now, inversion fair value gap, 1 minute. Possible inversion fair value gap. And I'm looking at this high, and I want to see this high stay intact. High right here. So I'm looking for price not to cross the black line. Oh, crossed, but it's okay because there's a fair value gap right above that. And there's another inversion fair value gap I missed now. Up here. Oh, this high. That I want to stay intact. And that lines up with the SIBI. South side imbalance, buy side inefficiency up here. So I think this one is more, also lines up with this old high. Old swing high. I think this one is more important. Inside here, another fair value gap. SIBI. And inside here, another SIBI. Right there, we would have gotten taken out of the trade at a profit of 9.4 or 7 point stop, 65 point take profit, and it hit in from entry point to when the market hit 80 balls, just over 1 hour with 9R. If you enjoyed the video, found it insightful, you have any questions, please subscribe, like, and then comment down any questions you have or any insights you can add to this. Thank you guys. Have a good week. Stay profitable. Cheers.